CEO Ronald from Creating a Difference. I want to talk to you a little bit about pin up versus pin down and an asymmetric bowling ball. So I've got two bowling balls here. One of them happens to be pin up. The other one happens to be pin down. And the only difference is, if you look over here, are the measurements over here. So we've got a 5 by 60 by 65, which is the 65 is what's making this pin down. On the other ball, we have a 5 by 60 by 40, and the 40 is making it pin up. Now, these measurements are actually relative to the positive axis point, which is a measurement that is over and up and is what the bowler provides to this equation. So the bowler releases the ball, and the axis point is what the bowling ball spins around, and that puts the pin, in this case, 5 inches away. But whether that pin is 5 inches up, like here, or 5 inches down in an asymmetric ball is what we're going to talk a little bit about. So we have the ability to do a little bit of a shot simulation, and the shot simulation will allow us to kind of see the performance of the ball, and we're going to focus on total boards of hook, which is in inches. So this particular ball happens to hook 14 inches or 14 boards, and that one obviously is the pin down ball. Now, when we go to the pin up ball, we go to the simulation, and we hit the button, and it hooks a total of 13.8 inches. So there's not a measurable difference there. I mean, 0.2 of an inch, you're not going to be able to see that. It doesn't matter. That's the point there, right? Okay, fair enough. So now we know the pin up, pin down doesn't create a lot of difference. Can you create a lot of difference, Ron? That's the next question. So we're going to start with the pin up ball, and I'm going to show you the pin to the PAP, which is over here somewhere. That is what matters the most. This happens to be 5 inches away. If I take that 5 inch and I make it 1 inch away, and re-drill the ball, it's going to slide way to the right. It's going to be 1 inch away. The finger holes have now moved over. You can see we are now 1 inch away. Nothing else is changing on the ball. We're going to be able to see the performance difference that makes. So with a 1 inch pin to PAP, we hit the button, we scroll down, and now we're at 11.7 inches. So we've lost a significant amount of hook. You're going to be able to see that amount of hook. The average consumer will be able to. Now let me show you a little bit about why. So if I go over here and I show you the track flare pattern, the track flare is kind of an indicator as to why the ball's lost a lot of the hook. So you can see how tightly these lines are intertwined. And actually what happens is the solid lines are in oil and the dotted lines are in the dry. This happens to be for that 1 inch pin ball. So this is 1 inch away, right? But if I make it 5 inches away like it was initially, I re-drill the ball, I get the pin to go back up by the finger hole. It's now back to the pin up configuration like we talked about. And I go back to the single shot simulation. I hit the refresh button and look at the difference now. So you can see this ball's got a lot more flare. And because it has a lot more flare, you're going to be able to have a lot more of the hook. And that is a lot of the reason why these bowling balls matter. Now, check this out. So I'm going to show you that 5 inch flare, right? This is the flare on the 5 inch pin. That's pin up. If I go back to the other ball, right, the ball that's pinned down, and we go look at its flare, right, this is the flare for the pin down ball. It doesn't look drastically different than the pin up ball. And that's one of the big reasons why it doesn't really matter a whole lot. There's a little bit of difference, but there's not a ton of difference. And because of that, you're not going to be able to get, the average bowler is not going to see this at all. They won't see the performance difference at all. So my point to you is simple. When you're looking to get a bowling ball drilled, focus, or have your pro shop focus on the pin to PAP distance as opposed to whether the pin is just a pin up versus pin down, because pin to PAP is going to give you much more of an important factor when it comes to changing your ball motion as opposed to the standard, just put the pin up or just put the pin down. As always, if you have more questions or need more information, make sure you check us out at ctdbowling.com. Ronald Hicklin, CEO from Creating a Difference. Have a great day.